Do you have an ugly drywall ceiling? Well, you can actually skim coat it yourself and make it beautiful again. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to do just that. And if you missed the last video, I showed you how to mix the quick setting joint compound and also how to repair the cracking and failing tape joints on this ceiling. All right, so I do have the tape joints that were cracking and failing repaired with fiberglass mesh tape and a single coat of 20-minute fast setting joint compound. While that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and skim coat the painted surfaces that have a skip trowel texture on them so that I can drop back and do another coat of 20 and then a final skim coat over the tape joints. But I am skim coating over the painted surface, so I'm going to give you a demonstration and some tips and tricks as I go. Basically, I thin down the joint compound just a little bit to get any air bubbles and get it kind of more buttery. Now I'm just going to apply a thin coat of joint compound. This is an all-purpose USG pre-mixed joint compound that I'll be skim coating with. You want to pay special attention to the corners. You don't want to, especially if it's an existing ceiling and the walls have already been painted, you don't want to have to re-mud the corners at all. So you want to keep the mud off the corners and nice and tight in the corners so you maintain a nice 90-degree corner. And what I'm doing is I'm pulling and putting pressure on the right side of the knife and then lifting on the left side just a little bit so I don't leave a line as I go. So here I'm taking out the line. Sometimes you get some chatter marks. So you want to put enough joint compound on so you're not going to get the chattering as you're going over the texture. And the 20-minute mud is hard to the touch, but not quite hard enough to just scrape any of the high edges off and do a second coat. I'm trying to get this repair done in one day. I will be coming back the next day to texture and prime and paint. You can have it all drying at the same time. I will not have to sand this ceiling because I'm doing a skip trowel texture. I'll also show you how to mix the skip trowel texture mud and how to apply it in the upcoming videos. Let me know if you have an ugly ceiling that you need to do a skim coat to. Let me know in the comments if you're a DIYer, contractor, painter, handyman. Just kind of curious. Again, I'm in the corner, being real light with the mud in the corner. You want to cover, but you don't want to pile it up. I will only be doing one skim coat on this ceiling since I'm doing the skip trowel texture. Once you get all the mud up, then you can start wiping it and getting it smoother. I like to keep the mud on one side of the knife. That way I have more control and it's not squeezing out both ends of the knife. Then you want to do a long stroke. Again, applying the pressure to the right side of the knife. That way you don't leave any lines. The more you practice the skim coating, the better you'll get. This goes for walls and ceilings. A lot of people are scared of ceilings because it's overhead, but it's not that bad. It just takes a little time and practice and patience. I'm using the Werner walk boards, which enables me to walk along the ceiling without having to get up and down from a ladder. And the job's so small, it's not worth putting the stilts on. I'll leave a link in the description to all the tools and materials I use to get the skim coating job done. All right, so I'm on the last section of the skim coating on this ceiling. I will be able to drop back and do a second coat with the quick setting 20-minute mud on the tape joints. And before the day's over, I'll skim coat over the tape joints with the all-purpose joint compound. That's a lot easier to texture over and it makes the whole ceiling consistent. If I just skim coat with all-purpose on the painted surfaces, and then do the quick setting 20-minute mud on the tape joints. When you pull your texture, or if you're going for a smooth sealing, it will absorb the paint differently. So you want to go ahead and just skim using the all-purpose joint compound over the tape joint. So be sure to look out for that upcoming video where I show you exactly how to do the skim coating over the tape joints. Subscribe for more drywall tips and part 4. Thanks for watching.